Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka Day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 70 of chapter 18. Adhyeshyate chaya imam
Adhyeshyate chaya imam
dharmyam samvadamavayoh
dharmyam samvadamavayoh
jnana yajnena tenaham
jnana yajnena tenaham
ishtasyam iti me matihi.
ishtasyamiti me matihi.
Meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Mataji 69, I think we have not completed, if I remember correct.
I think we finished 69, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, Mataji. Maybe I would not have come that day.
I checked on the YouTube website last night. 69 is there. Anyway, you can check it.
Yes. Okay, Mataji.
We talked about the preacher being very devotional.
You finished, Mataji. We are finished, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Jai Shri Mataji will recite once more, since there is a... Yeah. Adhyeshyate chaya imam
Adhyeshyate chaya imam
dharmyam samvadamavayoh
dharmyam samvadamavayoh
jnana yajnena tenaham
jnana yajnena tenaham
ishtasyam iti me matihi.
ishtasyamiti me matihi.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Adhyeshyate
Adhyeshyate
will study,
will study.
cha
Cha
also,
also.
yaha
Yaha
he who,
he who.
imam
Imam
this,
this.
dharmyam
Dharmyam
sacred,
sacred.
samvadam
Samvadam
conversation,
avayoho
of ours,
of ours.
jnana
Jnana
of knowledge,
yajnena
by the sacrifice,
by the sacrifice.
tena by him, aham I, ishtaha worshipped, syam shall be, iti thus, may my matihi opinion. Translation. And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. So Prabhupada does not write a purport to this particular shloka, but we'll read some commentaries by other devotees. Shri Krishna had repeatedly told Arjuna to surrender his intellect to him from verses 8.7 and 12.8. This does not imply that we stop using the intellect. Rather, it means we utilize our intellect to the best of our ability in fulfilling his will for us. From the message of the Bhagavad Gita, we understand what his will is. Hence, those who study this sacred dialogue worship God with their intellect. Many people think that Bhagavad Gita is a very philosophical book. We are Rasik Bhaktas, so we will relish the pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam or in Chaitanya Charitamrita. We don't want to be Gyanis. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is not for Gyanis, it is for Bhaktas. And Krishna is telling, studying the Bhagavad Gita is a form of bhakti. It is a form of worship. Krishna is saying, don't think that worship can be performed only with lamp and incenses. Worship can be performed not with just gross paraphernalia, but also with subtle paraphernalia, which is our own intelligence, which means you can also worship Krishna by studying the Bhagavad Gita. You're using your intelligence to worship the Lord. So when we study Bhagavad Gita, we are worshipping Krishna with our intelligence. So it is a very devotional activity. And it is a limb of bhakti. It is an integral part of bhakti. Different people may have different opinions, but this is Krishna's supreme opinion. Yes, but we should have devotional disposition. That means even studying the Bhagavad Gita should be infused with devotion. It should not just be an academic exercise. Different people may have different opinions, but this is Krishna's supreme opinion. Yes, we should have devotional disposition. There are scholars who study Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly, but their disposition is anti-devotional. They come to the Bhagavad Gita with preconceived notions like impersonal Brahman is the highest. And that is what I want to prove with the Bhagavad Gita. So there are people who study the Bhagavad Gita with the sole intent of proving what they think is right, rather than simply presenting what Krishna is stating. So here Krishna is not talking about such kind of people, but devotees who study the Bhagavad Gita deeply to understand Krishna and his message deeply, they are worshipping Krishna by their intelligence. It is a very devotional activity. 7 levels at which the Gita verses can be understood. This is a commentary by His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. The Bhagavad Gita is a book of profound wisdom. One way to unpack its wisdom is by looking at its verses at multiple levels. Let's consider 7 broad levels. The verse level. By focusing on the verse itself, analyzing its words, their sequence, connotations, and denotations, we can ask, what does the verse mean in terms of its language and structure? So one way to study the Gita is to understand its language and its structure. Chapter level. By considering the verse's implication within the thought flow of the chapter to which it belongs, we can ask, what does the verse mean within its chapter? Which means there is a context. And the context of that particular chapter can be understood better if we actually also study the verse. Philosophy level. The Gita integrates many prevalent schools of philosophical thought, such as Vedanta and Sankhya, to offer its own distinctive metaphysical worldview. To better grasp the Gita's worldview, we can ask, what does this verse mean in terms of the Gita's overall philosophy? So Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is simply looking at different ways in which we can enjoy and be absorbed in studying the Bhagavad Gita. The Krishna-Arjuna discussion level. Given that the Gita is spoken by Krishna to address Arjuna's ethical conundrum about whether to fight or not, we can ask, what does this verse mean for Arjuna on the battlefield? Similarly, we can also ask, what's the verse mean for us? Devotional application level. The Gita helps us develop our personal relationship with the divine. Indeed, studying it is worshipping Krishna with our intelligence. To access the Gita at this level, we can ask, how can this verse help me connect more with Krishna? Spiritual application level. For millennia, the Gita has functioned as a concise handbook for spiritual seekers pursuing various paths. To find such insight, we can ask, how can this verse guide me in my spiritual evolution? Human application level. The Gita offers wisdom that can help all human beings live more meaningfully. To that end, we can ask, how can this verse add value to my life? These 7 levels are not exhaustive, which means it's not a complete list, but we could consider other levels such as Sanskrit grammar level or Gita chapter section level. Additionally, all the Gita verses may not lend themselves easily to all levels of analysis. Still, this multi-level framework can be a powerful tool to find fresh meaning in our Gita study. The Gita's verses can be understood at 7 broad levels: the verse level, chapter level, philosophy level, Krishna-Arjuna discussion level, devotional application level, spiritual application level, and human application level. There is one more commentary which we will read tomorrow if we can. But in essence here, the Lord is saying that anybody who is actually studying the sacred conversation, so that this conversation is not a mundane conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. It's a sacred conversation. So anybody who is studying it, absorbed in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, is worshipping me by his intelligence.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.